What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Fabled Storm Reacts, whatever you want to call this channel. I want to say thanks for the recommendations. Thanks for all the comments. I know I can't get back to all of them just right out the gate just because there's so many of them, and so I respond to the ones that I can, the ones that I can't. I do take your suggestions in because I have enjoyed what I've heard of these bands so far. I do want to hear more from them. And I'm going to be as honest as I am about all the other ones, that if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. And that's just how it is. I'm not going to pretend to like something I don't just because people might like that. It's like, ooh, you relate. It's like, not every song's for everybody. I just want to preface that. But I do think that this band had a lot to offer, and so have some of the other ones. Like, there are several other artists. I'll be dropping some country stuff. I'll be dropping some more Warning, some more Bandmade. Since the ones that have a whole bunch of stuff for me to review are the Warning and Bandmade, a lot of suggestions, just a flood, an avalanche of things to look at. I basically been going through the comments, and then the ones I kind of like write them down and put a check mark next to them, and then the things that have the most check marks are the ones that I'm kind of going with first, and then I'm going to go from there. So that's kind of how I'm compiling these lists. And I saw this one for the Pepsi Center come up tons of times. Everybody, this and like the full theater concert that's like an hour and 45 minutes long. That's a long ass reaction, and while I don't mind doing it, I will have to do it broken up into song by song or piece by piece, whatever that entails. But I did see the Pepsi Center stuff several times, and it apparently is one that people look at, so this is going to be the one to look at today. I want to thank everybody for their suggestion, and I'm just going to go ahead and get into this reaction. All right, let's hear it. Right off the bat, this song's way better than Evolve, and this something about the sound quality of this live performance is incredibly good. Something more of the grittiness in her voice comes through, which actually kind of makes me think of, again, another artist, but not one that I haven't thought of in a while for any particular artist, but somebody that kind of added a grit to their stuff that wasn't there to have a certain sound. It really works for this song. For me, just the way that it came in, this sound, like, this is way better than Evolve. So everybody that suggested this, excellent job. This was absolutely the ticket. I think I've decided I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with both of these bands. And I'm gonna, if anybody's ever seen Top Gear, they had like a little thing when they would drive a car and the stick would go around the track and they would just put up numbers. I'm gonna put up a thing back here with like little magnetic things, and I can write the name of the song on there, and I'll just make a list of like the top 20 or 10 or whatever, and I'll just stick the magnet names to it, and then as I go through the stuff, it'll just change and stuff will be knocked off the list. So you'll always have a good idea of like what my top 10 is. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, this is going straight to number one. Of the two songs that I've listened to so far, I don't even need to hear the rest of this to know that it's going to number one. It's just got a really good sound. Something about this band, I can really see the influences of like what they listened to growing up and the stuff. A lot of people said, you know, the covers are where they were younger, so except Inner Sandman, which I will do one for, but you can really kind of hear the influences and then how they molded into making it their own thing. So I think this is really great. Let's just continue.
My skin, the pressure's building, and I'm on the verge of caving in. Ready enough for the kill. If this can't bring me to life, then what will suffering just for the thrill? I'm in too deep. Give me something to believe. And it's how you call a dream. Colliding every time. The chaos drives me wild like an animal. Just wanna breathe. And it's how you call a dream. Eyes are always open in the dark. I've been underwater right from the start. Rope is wearing thin, can't take it anymore. And that's how you call a dream. Colliding every time. That chaos drives me wild like an animal. Just wanna breathe. Maybe I wanna be just what I feel. How you call a dream? Colliding every time. Like an animal. And it's how you call a dream.
Okay, that would be a pretty epic ass song to hear live. It sounded fantastic. Whatever they used to capture this was great. I liked all sorts of stuff about this. The sound is really good. I liked this. I don't know how I kind of got here, but how they're having so much fun with it. But the song itself, it's heavy. It's not super fast. It's definitely got that slower sort of melodic rock thing going on, which I really like, because it reminds me of some older stuff. Definitely, like I said, the influences that you can kind of hear in there. But the thing that I like, I guess, about her voice when she sings the stuff is that grittiness, right? So when she really belted out that note at one point, you could hear how the grittiness disappeared and it was a very clean, like, open sound. And so I don't know if that's natural. To me, it kind of sounds like something that she has worked on adding to her vocals, just from other people that I've heard. In the band that I was talking about earlier was Godsmack. So if you've ever heard their stuff, he was basically like, well, we kind of wanted a Metallica sound and none of us could really sing, so I decided to sing. And then he has that grittiness to his voice, and he said he actually tried to do that in one of his interviews, you know, in order to give it sort of that sound. And it seems like she's doing something similar, but it seems like it's become natural, because it really seemed effortless for her to go into it. And that's kind of the sign of like a really good artist, is they get so good at their craft, it just becomes like second nature. And there's something about it where it doesn't sound like it's always been there, but it's worked so well with the music. And I don't know if that's the case, but I really liked it. I thought that this was a fantastic song. This is way better than Evolve. I'm glad that Evolve was the first one somebody put me on, and I definitely liked it, but like, this is the kind of stuff.
Maybe I wanna be
It's just so clean. Also, I love that bass guitar. Like, she was definitely jamming out through this whole thing too. So they're great vocals. Another thing that I really like is, and I could be wrong about this, I would assume English is definitely their second language, and there's kind of like an accent behind the vocals in the English, and I think that sounds really good in a lot of tracks. There's a group called Smash to Pieces. They're like a European group, and I don't think English is their first language, and they have a really cool way that certain words are said and spoken, and I think it gives a lot to the character of their music as well. So it's one of those things that I really enjoy from artists like this. This was just a phenomenal song. Like this, to hear this live would be a banger, and hearing it just through my headphones it's a banger. So it's so clear. There's just something about the quality of this live performance that's incredible. So I thought it was great. I really don't know what else to say. This was a fantastic song. It definitely makes me want to check out more of the live stuff. Like some live things are hit or miss, and like I've been to a lot of concerts, and I've heard live bands that I really love the albums of, or like the studio recordings, and then live they weren't as good. And then I've heard artists that like even live they were the same or better than their studio recordings. Like I went and saw Panic at the Disco years ago, and Brendan Urie, the lead singer of that, he is phenomenal whether he's in a studio or whether he is on stage. His vocals are incredible, and for this to be such a good performance live, it's just you know, it's something to gush about. I think it was fantastic. So yeah, that's basically this reaction in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed it, and I guess drop below what I should listen to next. Peace.